Arsenal. You've got to be loyal to be an Arsenal fan. That's probably your greatest trait because you were a meme for about a dozen years straight as you continuously finished fourth in the league and you tend to be the butt of the joke most of the time. But recent success has brought the life back into North London because God knows it's not the other club in North London bringing any success.
Top Spur? What's that?
Here's the deal. You still haven't won a trophy because Arteta Ball is happening at the exact same time that the bald man is continuously dominating the league. And if you've somehow stumbled across my YouTube channel, despite this being my very first video, like literally when I'm recording this, I don't even have any videos up, make sure to hit that subscribe button for me to help me grow my channel. It would mean the absolute world to me. Speaking of the bald man, Manchester City. And if you're a Manchester City fan, you probably can't name a single player for the club before the year 2008. In fact, the club may as well have not existed before 2008 because that's when all the money came in. And there's a lot of hate that you might get for becoming a fan in the last decade of this team, or maybe you get a lot of hate for the Etihad being empty or having no atmosphere or having no history, but it's really easy to brush off the hate because ever since you became a fan when Balotelli passed it to Aguero, all you have seen is success. So it's pretty easy being at the top all the time, and as long as Pep's in charge, you're probably going to continue to keep winning. Manchester United. It's the easy choice. It's the most successful club in England. They have the most trophies. They have the most legends of the game like Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, etc. They have the most history. It's hard not to root for Fergie Ball, but when you get trophy hunting on the wrong side of Manchester, you get left with a lot of pain later down the line. And that's about all that Manchester United fans have been left with recently, because even though they spend more than any other club in the world, they continuously get left behind in every single competition that they participate in. And at this point, they're celebrating transfers more than Manchester City celebrate their treble wins. That could be because Manchester City only have about 30 fans, but it could also be because Manchester United fans just don't have anything else to celebrate anymore. Chelsea FC. Chelsea fans are the biggest whiny babies you'll ever meet. They complain and complain and complain. They claim that they're in the trenches, but they don't know what that means. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. Sure, you might have nightmares about Nicholas Jackson missing sitters and Todd Bowley probably, but you are 3 years removed from winning the Champions League. Sure, you might go 2 years where you suck, but then the next 2 years you end up winning the Premier League and the UCL somehow. So you're not really doing too bad. And with all of the money that you have, it's only bound to happen where you have some success once again. These guys, they make money, but they waste it, all right? A Chelsea fan might have a good paying job, but he's going out and spending it all on FC points and something he found in the TikTok shop. Tottenham Hotspur. Now this is the actual trenches, okay? That's what they mean by trenches, because it's like living in Groundhog's Day as a fan of Tottenham Hotspur. You know what's gonna happen every single time. It's the same story over and over, yet you still have to live it and you still have to experience that pain every single time. Now, you cannot take away from the fact that a Tottenham fan is loyal and a Tottenham fan is resilient. But it is kind of hard to feel bad for them because every single time they get even close to winning something, they start chirping at everybody else like they're the top dog. And so when they inevitably choke the trophy, yeah, you just don't feel bad for them, do you? Liverpool. Liverpool fans are very complex. They're either the smartest person you know or one of the dumbest people that you know. Now, on the smart side, your old club coach, he was a Liverpool fan. It's weird that I know that about you, but he was, right? And he always wore that Liverpool hat. Like, all the Liverpool fans have a Liverpool hat for some reason. That is not popular among other clubs, but every Liverpool fan has a hat. And the other side of the Liverpool fans spam Darwin Nunez compilations on Twitter replies for 4 hours a day. So it's quite a variance in the club. But Liverpool fans can come together with one commonality, and that is that it's never their fault, right? And to be honest, they never stick by their quote, "You never walk alone." It's always the VAR's fault. It's always the ref's fault. It's always the goalkeeper's fault. But it's never their own fault. Most Real Madrid fans are Hispanic, but they're not from Madrid, and they've never been to Madrid. Instead, you'll find them 2-foot tackling you in a Sunday league game and claiming that they would have gone pro if they didn't get hurt in high school. Now be careful of accepting this guy's friend request on Facebook because you are going to get spammed with anti-Messi propaganda all over your timeline. Barcelona. Barca fans live and breathe tiki-taka, and since they watched Pep manage for a few years in his glory days, they think that they absolutely run the pitch tactically on the Sunday League. But considering that your second touch is always a tackle, it doesn't really matter how many triangles you can create on the pitch. Now, Barcelona fans are always compensating for being the second biggest club in Spain, but at least they're on the correct side of the GOAT debate. So they've got that going for them. Atletico Madrid. These fans are not sane. It's like Turkish fans that live in Madrid, but they're outnumbered by Real Madrid fans. And when you even say Madrid, you're not talking about Atletico Madrid. And they're not happy about that either. They're outclassed on the pitch and off the pitch by Real Madrid fans. And they have a hit list of 5 names. And all 5 of them are Cristiano Ronaldo after he absolutely embarrassed them time and time again. At least Simeone could bring them a little bit of success just briefly before they go back into their shadows, absolutely seething at the teeth. Paris Saint-Germain. PSG fans are the fans that can never be satisfied and never have enough. I mean, you could bring in players like Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, and Ramos, and they probably still wouldn't be happy. Oh wait, they weren't. And they ended up booing their own players, which caused these players, who only joined for the money in the first place, resent the badge even more, causing them to leave. And since their entire marketing budget is selling these kits that say Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi on the back to 11-year-olds, now they only have to rely on the oil money that they get from Qatar. And unless Mbappe wins them the Champions League this year, I just don't see it happening after he leaves for Real Madrid. Marseille. These fans are insane, especially the ultras. I mean, they are absolutely intimidating on away days, and honestly, probably a little bit dangerous. They probably go overboard just a little bit too much. But since their club is so average, all they have now is to hang on to a Champions League win that they got 30 years ago and hang that over PSG fans' heads and all the other French teams' heads. Because if PSG ever do end up winning a Champions League, then Marseille, I mean, they're pretty much left with nothing. So that is all they're hanging on to at this point. Juventus. These fans lived on a high for over a decade straight. And so when their club becomes mediocre so quickly, now they have to find their dopamine elsewhere. They're not even watching all the Juventus games anymore. Instead, they're watching things like F1 or smoking cigarettes. AC Milan. These fans are appreciative of football heritage, absolute history connoisseurs of the game, which is exactly what you need to be an AC Milan fan, given the fact that even though you sneak a title every now and then, that club has fallen off from what they used to be in the golden days. But these fans still do not accept mediocrity. In fact, they're screaming from the stands at the players like they're the managers after the game, which isn't uncommon for, fans to do that. It's different when the players are actually coming up to the fans and just listening to them, like they're the managers. It's crazy. Inter Milan. These fans are like the angry Atletico Madrid fans of Italy, except for maybe not as bad because they're actually winning a lot of things. They've gone to the UCL final, they won the league, they're having a lot of success, and they're beating AC Milan. And at the very least, they'll definitely take that. Roma. Honestly, these fans are pretty chill, and they love a European Cup run, and they'll celebrate a Conference League run and a Europa League run just like a UCL run. They just love a cup run, and they don't really have beef with anybody, unless it's Lazio. In that case, it is war, and the laws of the Geneva Convention are merely suggestions. Lazio. These fans suck. And this one's not even ironic. The rest of them in the video have been jokes. Lazio fans, I mean, a lot of them are racist. Their ultras are absolutely vile and violent on away days. Nobody likes Lazio. Screw Lazio fans. Leipzig. Might as well toss it in with Lazio, because this isn't even a club. This is an energy drink, which means that they do not have fans. They merely have sponsors. And these sponsors are commercialistic, moneybag scumbags who do not like the sport of football. They just like money, all right? They do not have any integrity, and they do not have any morals. They break rules, they buy their way to the top, and hopefully they will get sanctioned by the DFB for breaking 50+1 rules, and they fall into irrelevancy where they belong. This one is also not a joke, but at least they're not racist. Bayern Munich. Your friend claims to be a Bayern Munich fan because he's 1/8 German, but his great-grandpa wasn't even from Bavaria, so you can give him crap for that. Now, these fans are electric. Their ultras travel very, very well to away games. They are so electric in European competition and host well in Munich itself. Now, these fans are also trophy hunters, but they are successful trophy hunters, unlike Manchester United. Now, they also want these trophies to be a representation of themselves. They do not like the idea of losing. They are very fragile at the idea of losing. They are the kids that you grew up with who took the ball home because they were losing in neighborhood football. They are the kids who turned off the PlayStation because you went 3-0 up in FIFA 05, okay? These are kids that do not want to lose, and so they chose a team that doesn't do a lot of losing, and so far it's worked out pretty well for them. Bayer Leverkusen. These fans might be the happiest people on the planet. They've existed for a long time, but they just now created their Twitter accounts in February of 2024. And they're not too used to winning, and they don't really know what to do with their hands.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Be good just to hold them down by your side. Yeah, great.
Well, we're real happy with
I mean, they are going invincible on a treble run, winning every single game in the 98th minute. I mean, you can't not smile at that. Even the rest of the country's kind of been rooting for them because it's nice to see somebody else but Bayern Munich win for a change. And so their life is perfect right now. It's literally not possible to frown as a Bayer Leverkusen fan. Life is good. Dortmund. We're finishing off the video with the #1 fans in the world. Of course, the yellow wall is spectacular. They often win the FIFA vote for best fans in the world, but they're also just the best looking. They're the smartest. They make the best YouTube videos, etc. We all know this. But are they just the #1 fans in the world to compensate for the fact that they finish second in the league almost every other year? Maybe. I'm going to cry when Royce leaves.